Hey, Alabama Bass Nation, it's Chris Tate, social media director for the Alabama Bass Nation High School. Hey, today's guest is Faulkner University bass fishing team head coach John Pollard. Coach, I want to welcome you to the Zoom presentation. Kind of tell us a little bit who Coach John Pollard is, what you like, or anything you're willing to share with us.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. I have been a tournament angler here in Central Alabama for, going on 22, 23 years. I've been guiding on Lake Jordan and Martin since around 2004. And I just enjoy bass fishing, been around bass fishing my whole life. Have competed, from local tournaments up to the Bassmaster Open Series. When Faulkner gave me the opportunity to come on as coach in 2017. I enjoy working with young people, so I sort of jumped to the opportunity. Faulkner's a good school. My wife worked there for 14 years. My oldest daughter's a freshman there now on the fishing team, and we like the fact that it's a small university, small Christian university, and there's most of the classes have around 15 people in them. So we've always supported Faulkner and sort of their mission.
Awesome, Coach. Now, as I understand it, you just got back from an open. Were you competing in that open?
I was, yes. I competed in the Southern Opens this year. I didn't have a very good year, but I did compete. I've had a lot better years in the past, but that's part of it. You can't win a tournament the first day, but you can dang sure lose one, and that's sort of what I did. I had a terrible first day, held my own the second day, but there's too much ground to make up.
I understand, Coach. Now, like I said, as our ongoing series, we've been interviewing anglers for this first Bassmaster Combine, and Faulkner University is going to participate in this combine, and basically you're going to scout out and maybe provide some scholarships. So, tell me why Faulkner University would be a good choice for a student athlete academically and also for their fishing team.
Well, first off, as far as the support for the fishing team, at Faulkner, the fishing team is under the umbrella of the athletic department. So the anglers at Faulkner get not only get scholarships and get money from the school to travel. They also get, same excuse. They get excused from class just like any other athlete on campus. Football, baseball, basketball, whatever. Of course, they have to make that work up. But it is any of our tournaments are sanctioned. They're able to be excused, from class for those. As far as academically, like I said before, it's a good school. It's got a lot of. It's one of the top criminal justice schools in the entire country. It's got, of course, got your basic business degrees, and then they've just started a physical therapy program there, and some pre-med classes. It's a Christian university, so you've also got your Bible-based classes, and what we like about it, as far as our daughter won't go there. What she liked about it was the fact that your professors know who you are and you have a relationship with everyone, and like I said, most of the class sizes are 12 to 16 people. So everybody knows everybody at Faulkner. It's like a big family.
Okay, Coach. Now, after interviewing a couple coaches, one of the biggest questions they come across, and I'm sure you are going to be familiar with this question, is if I come to Faulkner, how much fishing time am I going to get my first year? So can you kind of maybe explain your program, your philosophy in the program, and what anglers are looking at that Faulkner University bass fishing team program?
Well, right now we've got a small team. A freshman coming in next year is going to have the same opportunities that a senior has. We try to send 4 teams to regional tournaments. I'm at 3 teams right now. So, as we've got 10 anglers on scholarship right now. I would like to maintain and build the program to 16 to 20 scholarship anglers. But, there's plenty of opportunity here right now for freshmen to come in and fish. I've got 2 freshmen that'll be competing this year, together as a team.
Okay. So if I understand you correctly, you possibly could be looking for anywhere 6 to 10 anglers to bring on for upcoming year.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So, Coach, thank you for that great information on Faulkner and the university. I want to transition over to the Bassmaster Combine. I want to get your brief overview of the Bassmaster Combine as you currently understand it.
What I understand is we'll have an evaluation process of some skills challenges, and then we'll also get to I don't know that we'll get to interview everyone, but we'll have opportunities to set up interviews with the anglers we want to interview after we study their bios, and that's my understanding so far. I know that we're going to get some evaluation time with some anglers on the water. Because they're wanting us to bring a boat and another person to do that evaluation. I'm excited to get to see, a lot of anglers, how they interact with each other, how they interact with competitors, and then how they interact with, with coaches one-on-one. When I have guys in for visits, I try to have more than one angler in at a time, but, I don't get to see them do any kind of challenges, or they're going to have I believe he told me they're going to have distance casting, pitching drills, different things that they're going to have them do. So it's invaluable for me, because there's no way every young person I recruit that I can spend time on the water with them to see what their abilities are. I can just go by what their coaches tell me and their results. So that's exciting to me.
Okay, Coach. So, as a coach, when you're looking at kids, student athletes to bring onto your program, what specifics are you looking for in that student athlete?
The number one thing I'm looking for is a good kid. First off, a lot of the tournaments I do not travel with a team. So I've got to have guys that I can trust, out there on the road, or girls I can trust out there on the road, to represent themselves and represent Faulkner, and represent me, in the correct way. That's the first thing I'm always looking for. I'm looking for good students. That's the second thing I'm always looking for. And then I'm looking, at their angling abilities. But, I tell people all the time, if I've got somebody with, if I'm out there recruiting, this is sort of a message to the young kids coming up that might see this. If I'm recruiting a person whose grades are borderline, and maybe have some discipline issues that I've seen, and they're a great angler, I would rather take someone who's got, no discipline issues and great grades, who's a good angler, than I would, someone who I'm, might end up, having some issues down the road. But grades are very important to me. I mean, they can't maintain, the workload, especially, being away fishing. They have to be self-motivated. So that's the sort of things I look for is young people who I think are self-motivated and can handle the load of traveling and fishing and doing all that, and keep their grades up to maintain their GPA to stay in school.
Okay, Coach. All right. So during the process, what do you think is going to separate candidates during the Bassmaster Combine? I mean, what do you think is going to be some of the overall factors, in your opinion, that's going to play a factor?
Well, in my opinion, I can only speak for myself personally. The interview process is going to have, and how they interact with other anglers is going to have a lot of deciding factor with me, who I want to pursue. Just how they carry themselves. I want somebody who wants to compete and is competitive, of course, but I also want someone who's humble and can stick their hand out there and congratulate somebody who just beat them, if that makes any sense. That's the sort of thing, just how they interact with people is one of the main things I'm going to look for, not necessarily how well they do in the competitions.
You're looking for a good sportsmanship candidate,
Yes.
Somebody that's well-rounded. So what recommendations would you give to the candidates during the process? I mean, if you had some insights that would help these candidates excel or have a better appearance to the combine coaches?
They need to be themselves and be out and be outgoing and they don't need to try to put on. I'm sure for some of them it's going to be an intimidating thing to be out there competing. I couldn't imagine at that age, out there doing that sort of thing. They need to try to be themselves, and when they do get interviews with schools, they need to, they need to be open and honest and ask the questions that they're wanting to ask, because that's the time to really get to know the universities and the coaches.
Okay, Coach. So I appreciate all your great insights. When we wrap up, we're getting ready to wrap up the Zoom, but are there any other questions or any other recommendations that you would deem important that you would suggest when we wrap up? Any closing thoughts?
Well, I mean, my main thought about this is this combine. I'm excited about it because we're going to get to evaluate so many people at one time. I hope that, that it all goes well. I know Bass has done, a lot of planning and this seems like a really good idea. And I think it's something that can grow here in the future. It may be a deal where one day they put on more than one, but I'm sort of waiting to see how this first one goes. I'm sure that, I guess my only thing I would say to the people who are coming and participating is remember that this is the first time Bassmaster. This is the first time anybody's done anything like this, as far as I know. So, things might not go perfect as anybody wanted to go, but just, be loose and be flexible. And, that's the sort of thing I'm sure all the coaches will be watching on these kids too, if things don't go just like they planned it the first time, because, that's sort of the only thing I would say is just everybody keep in mind it's the first time they've done it.
Awesome. Go. Yeah. And I agree with you on that because, I've had a lot of kids contact me and ask me, well, do you know exactly what knots they're going to do? And I say, no, because that may be pre-planned because they want to see exactly what you do know. So
Right.
That may be one of the challenges. And I kind of tell my, anglers that, hey, don't worry about it. Just because you don't know how to do one knot doesn't mean, you're out of the competition. So don't look at it that way. You're just testing your overall knowledge. So,
Right.
Coach, I appreciate your time. I want to wish the Faulkner University Eagles the best of luck this upcoming tournament season. And I look forward to seeing you at the combine and maybe getting your feedback at the combine, because like you said, I think this is a landmine and it's going to explode. And I foresee where you could probably have a West Coast combine, Central combine, East Coast combine, because this is just magnificent.
That's right. Well, I appreciate you having me, and I look forward to seeing you up there.
Okay, Coach. I appreciate it very much.
All right. Thank you.
Take it easy. Take it easy.